Today's matchup brings you the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Los Gatos, California. We are hosting the second of two WCLL semifinal games for the D2 level. Today's game is going to pit the Wildcats from Chico State against the Banana Slugs from UC Santa Cruz. The Slugs are the 1 seed after having gone 6-2 this season, including 4-2 in league play, winning the tiebreaker between them and San Jose State and St. Mary's for the top seed. As the top seed, they are rewarded with a matchup with the Chico Wildcats, 2-8 on the season, 2-4 in league play. These teams last played. The last time they played, the score was 8-18 in favor of Santa Cruz, bolstered by really one of my favorite players, or my most anticipated players to watch, sophomore faceoff man Jaden Valesi. He's the 2024 WCLL first team faceoff man, 93% percentage. We are very excited to watch him play, as well as the rest of the athletes out here today. For the WCLL, I am Chris Nespor, working today with Josh Chen. Josh, what are you looking forward to today?
Definitely Valese for the Banana Slugs. That 93% percentage is sort of a video game number, so I'm excited to see him play. As a part of the all-name team, I have Julian Chop. He plays defense for the Banana Slugs, number 15. Excited to see if he'll do some chop-in today. For the Chico Wildcats, I'm really going to have my eye on Larkin Coker. He's going to be number 37 in goal, 56% save percentage coming into this game, all WCLL honorable mention. So excited to see how he'll perform today against what looks to be a very potent UCSC attack.
Yeah, and Coker last year, I remember at the same tournament, he was in the running for player of the tournament. He was an absolute wall in net. So he's hoping to repeat his performance from last year's tournament. They won the semifinal game, and they were playing in the final 365 days ago. So here we are, semifinal action, Chico, Santa Cruz. And we have an interesting face-off to start here. Chico triple pulling at the midfield. That's going to be Kyle Arndt taking the face-off with 2 pulls on either wing, really looking to just negate and neutralize Jordan Valesi, who wins clean to himself. Not only is he a dominant face-off guy, he is also the team's point leader with 18 goals and 9 assists on the year. So number 18 in blue, we'll be calling his name a lot, and you should be watching for him. He's flanked here by Christian Duro, a 24 WCLL honorable mention attackman. He's got 26 goals on the year. So between Valesi and Duro, that's 18 and 33. Watch for those two guys to really try and take this game over as Valesi comes out with the ground ball. Chico retreating to their defense. We see another zone here today.
Seen a lot of zone so far in this WCLL tournament, Chris, and seeing this one here from Chico. See if they have more success. The 2 other teams that have played zone today, I don't think have had much success, and the offenses have had their way so far.
Duro with a nice sweep to the top side. He just rings it right off the corner. Chico electing to play that 2 shorty low zone. This is Ryan Thayer from the top. Dumps down to Jason Wong. Jason Wong playing close to home. He's from San Jose. He played at Archbishop Mitty about 10 minutes down the road. Curious to see if he has a good cheering section here today. Santa Cruz patiently probing, trying to figure out this zone. At this point in the year, no stranger to zone defense. I'm sure they have their offensive set they like to run, but against zones, you've got to be patient. You have to find the right look, not the first one. Ball gets put on the ground, scooped out of bounds by the Wildcats. It'll stay with the Slugs.
The earlier D2 matchup we saw today, Chris, between the San Jose State Spartans and their adversary there. We also saw a zone defense out of the Spartans. They're playing St. Mary's. I know that Santa Cruz has played the Spartans, so they have experience going against his own defense.
Valesi with the shot, not on cage. That's going to be a shot clock violation. So pretty much not an ideal one, I guess, but a great defensive possession for the Wildcats here to begin the game.
Yeah, forced a couple outside shots there. None hit the goal, none hit the cage. So I think the Wildcats are going to be happy with that possession. We'll see if the Banana Slugs make some adjustments on the offensive end to figure things out.
Duran with the good job to clear the ball up the field. We have a flag down, so we're going to see our first special teams action of the day. Looks like Santa Cruz was offsides, so it'll be a 30-second penalty. Chico with an early opportunity to take a hold of this game. Skip all the way through. Oh, that was a great look there for Kenneth Flores, senior out of Reno. Nice skip pass through the defense. I think he just didn't cradle that ball completely into his cross. This is Flores still with it. Pettis operating up top, unable to connect with Williamson. Santa Cruz penalty releases, and we are all even. Santa Cruz escorting the ball into their offensive zone. Official timeout.
Some confusion here. Chico only has 5 guys back on their defensive end at the moment.
There's one hanging out up top here. I don't know if this is a strategy or if we're unsure if we're offense or defense. Maybe looking to kind of do some cherry picking or hunting the trail check. This is definitely a strategy. You know, one thing that Coach Law for the Wildcats mentioned to me was they wanted to negate the advantage at the faceoff X. Well, maybe they're doing that by having this midfielder play up top. If we make a save, we're trusting our all-league goalie to make a save. You got immediate transition.
It's a fascinating strategy. We'll see if it pans out for them. Putting yourself
It's a bold strategy,
yeah.
Cotton. Big save. Here's transition.
They got it if they want
right
it,
away,
yeah.
We'll get his look at whether this strategy will pay off or not. Oh, just got to make the simple pass there. Pettis ran the break, tried to skip it through to the low man.
Let's see if they're going to go for this strategy again. Let's see.
All right, with the ball is Ryan Thayer. And we see Chico again playing man down with the immediate transition. Here it is again. Coker with another save. That's 3 on the day by my count. And I do really like that strategy. We'll talk about it more when it comes down here with some additional points as the ball finds the stick of Flores.
We are in the Bay Area, the home of much innovation. It's an innovative strategy there. Earns the Wildcats possession. They've had their opportunity to basically come down in either transition or unsettled for all of their possessions that they played defense on this way so far. So.
Yeah, I would say, 5.5 minutes or so into this game, Chico is very happy with the pace that we're playing. The lack of face-offs that they have seen. They'd be happier if they could connect on passes like that. But as far as things go, we're good 0-0. Slugs pushing transition. We've got a stoppage here. A timeout from the Banana Slugs, Coach Wade Mattern, wants to talk things over with his group. Coach Wade, he's his second year as his head coach at UC Santa Cruz, and he was elected or voted the WCLL Division II Coach of the Year. So Coach Mattern, earned the top seed here in these playoffs. If you're watching from home and you're curious where UC Davis is, I have an answer for you, whether you like it or not. Davis was voted was voted out of a playoff spot this year for the reason of they did not attend nationals after winning the AQ last year, which vacated the automatic qualifying bid for Division II this season. So Davis not present at this weekend's tournament, which leaves the door open and we will have a new Division II champion.
Yeah, these teams here, I'm sure they see this as a great opportunity, getting to compete today. And I'm sure they're all very excited for this, Davis or no Davis.
Okay, coming out of a timeout, we see Chico not in their cherry-picking defense, for lack of better words. But they do have 6 players down in the defensive zone looking to be set up in a zone, that too shorty low zone. I think it's either strategy can be good. To me, watching the first 5-ish minutes of this game, it sure looks like Santa Cruz is going to try and operate from 33 Diro and 18 Velese. And so if we slide to those guys, we take the ball away from them. We make the other players beat us, which you can do maybe easier in a zone here, force them to be passers rather than scorers. You can crash on them a little bit. Then you like your chances. I'm looking at point totals here. Both Velese and Duro, they're up in the high 20s. Next up is a 17, and then 16 and 16. And so if we can take those two guys out of the game with this strategy, we like our chances if we're Chico. Constantly able to put the ball on the ground or the Wildcats, and it ends up in the stick of Tyler Dubose.
I was going to say, Chris, the zone defense so far for Chico has caused a lot of problems for Santa Cruz.
Talk about causing problems. Yeah. Coming out of the box there was Ryan Thayer for the Slugs, getting an easy back check on an unsuspecting Jaden Miller for Chico. Miller makes up for it with some fancy footwork, but a great check from the Slugs. That's 15. Julian Chop, as you mentioned, earning his namesake there with a nice little chop check, kind of almost a ding-dong, I think. And Chico is going to need to settle into their offensive set. Ball with Miller. Over to Jordan Harris. Jordan Harris, a freshman out of Elk Grove. 6 goals, 7 assists on the year. Great season for a freshman. Santa Cruz definitely had 7 guys on the field.
Yeah.
Did it get seen? We'll find out.
I don't see any laundry on the fields.
That's a pretty big miss, if so. Can confirm no flag on the field. Santa Cruz pushing transition. Coker, big save.
He's got transition if he wants it.
Again, Coker, just 4 saves already early in this match. Pushing the issue up to Flores. Flores working to get in front of the net. Oh, it looks like he stepped inside into the crease there. Doesn't matter who backed up the shot. It's going to be Santa Cruz ball.
Still looking for first blood here, Chris. I think both these teams are sort of feeling each other out, going back and forth. Chico's done a good job so far of sort of confusing Santa Cruz with some of their zone and some of this box and one with a cherry picker defense. I think Santa Cruz is disrupting Chico on offense too.
Oh, shot was blocked on the way through. Didn't make it to Coker. Yeah, definitely some uncertainty, it seems, by both teams. maybe unwilling to force the issue and make an error. That was Enrique Correa trying to get topside on his defender. They got tangled up there. Correa ended up on the ground. Ball's back with Santa Cruz. Good tic-tac-toe passing, and Coker stonewalls him there. Turnover in the clearing game gives it back to the Slugs, but that one right there was a big save, but unable to do it again was Coker. Finishing on the high crease was the Banana Slugs. Believe that was number 17, Oliver Wheelis. Good job just cutting to space from the crease right there. You see him as the defender went out.
Exactly.
Coker able to make the first save, the harder one, unable to win or to come up with the second one, and you saw him kind of tap his head right there. He knows that one's on him after turning over the ball on the clear. Duro tries again there, missed right.
Clearing is going to be especially important for Chico today. They need every possession that they earn, and so any saves, any defensive turnovers caused, they want to be able to get the ball to their offense just because Valese is so dominant in the face-off X.
Duro with it after drawing. Oh, great stick there from the Wildcats. I think it was kicked out. Last touch, but never mind. 17 for the Slugs. That's Wheelis. Gets possession, takes a hit. Coker comes up with it. Need to patiently clear the ball here. Santa Cruz subbing a lot of their midfield, allows the Wildcats to run untouched into the offensive zone was Jaden Miller. Flores with it now. Offensively, Miller, Flores, two names we just called, 2 and 8. They're your point leaders. Flores with 34. Miller with 24. But Correa also has 26. Correa is 7 in white, operating on the right side. So 7 on the right, 8 on the left, and 2 down the middle. That's bread and butter for the Wildcats. That was Miller drawing the slide, looking to dump it.
Julian Chop is chopping away down there.
Yeah, and Julian Chop, not only is a great name, he is a 3-time All-League defender. He's a junior. So that means that every season he has played, he has garnered All-League honors, 2 of them being first team. His freshman year was second-team All-League, and then sophomore and junior year this year, he is a first-team All-League defender. So Julian Chop doing big things for the Slugs. Ball goes over and back there as the Slugs are pushing now. Duro misses wide. Here we go as Coker backed up the shot. Again, just the Slugs giving them the clear. Both teams continuing to. It still feels like a feel-out process.
Definitely.
We're 1 goal in. Santa Cruz has a 1-0 advantage, but these teams are very much slow playing this game. It feels like dodging through everybody. Taking a shot was Flores. Apologies. Up to the task is Liam Morrison, freshman out of Windsor. Flores there. What do you think, Josh? Doing a little bit too much?
Maybe a little bit too much. He found himself in a good spot in the end, but to get there, he had to dodge through 4 or 5 guys, I think. Maybe almost everyone on the defense touched him in that possession.
Great kick there by Duran. Got it up to Flores. Nearly with the transition look. There's a call there for interference of some sort. It's going to stay white ball. for the Wildcats. Flores finds it. Just backpedaling was the defender. Jordan Harris says, all right, I'll take it. If you're inside the box there, you probably want to engage.
You and I both, as defensemen, Chris, just want something, you know. Just get on his gloves, touch him up a little bit just to help us out on defense and let us know where he's going.
Exactly.
Try and dictate just a little bit so you don't get a free rip like that from 10, 12 yards away.
Rule of thumb is if he's in the box, you should be on his hands more times than not. Great feed inside. Finds Flores. Flores gets the Wildcats on the board. I believe that was assisted by Zach Williamson, number 14.
That was a great find there by Williamson, finding the cutting Flores.
Good job getting this ground ball too, right? And taking that check. I think that was Chop again, looking to come down. Flores, good job catching and finishing inside.
Valese wins that one.
Again, that was Zach Williamson on the assist for the Wildcats. Flores with the finish. Good to see Williamson get involved. Valese looking at the clock, waiting for his team to get on. That was Zach Doss. He got tricked by the fake countdown in the bleachers there. Ball is going to get awarded to the Wildcats. And ball bouncing around. Whoa, sticks flying around.
Great ride there by Valese. And great way to get it back by Arndt.
Arndt looking fast out there, showing why he's historically had some all-league honors. Last year was honorable mention LSM. I think that's a great look there from Flores trying to force it through to Correa. Correa was open. Maybe he just wasn't ready for it, expecting his team to settle down. Turnover for the Wildcats gives the ball back to the boys in blue.
Short time here. See if the Banana Slugs can come up with something creative.
That's Thayer down the alley. Oh, almost able to connect with Duro. Turns it over, and we've got just under 3 seconds, so maybe a chance for a last-second heave. Tosses it down, and there's the horn. First quarter complete here in Los Gatos. We've got a 1-1 ball game here. Both teams feeling each other out, as you say, Josh. Trying to decide how are we going to attack this team. I don't want to play outside of myself and create offense. A lot of maybe hesitation, you might say.
Definitely. I would say that both of the teams are both trying to figure each other out and also trying to throw the other team off. Chico's done a good job in their zone defense so far. It seems like that sort of flummoxed UC Santa Cruz a little bit in terms of trying to get the right offense going and trying to find the right looks. And then for Chico, obviously trying to find their rhythm offensively. They've had a couple missed passes, a couple mishandles stick work-wise. Obviously some nerves also coming into this game too. So both teams definitely in the feeling out process right now. We'll see who really grabs control of this game. Obviously the Banana Slugs with Valese winning so far every single face-off have a pretty big advantage in terms of the possession battle. That being said, Coker is standing on his head out there for the Wildcats in goal.
Yeah, I've got him for 5 saves already.
Yeah,
5 saves in the first quarter. To your point, and we've talked about it every game. You know, that first quarter of your playoff game, that first possession, that first time you're touching the ball, it's different. It's different. As much as you want to say it's just another lacrosse game, you know, there's hardware on the line here, and every possession means something, and that comes with a little bit extra pressure. Now that we're 15 minutes into the game, we'll see if these teams are a little more comfortable. See if they can settle into their offense a little bit, play off of each other. What I've seen is a lot of one guy, two guys kind of trying to do it all. If they're sharing the ball, better things can happen. Chico electing again to throw out 3 pulls on the face-off. It's going to be Kyle Arndt, senior out of Alameda, taking the face-off. On the wings is Jackson Schrader, he's from Chico, and Tyler DuBose from Loomis. All 3 of them have a long stick in their hands. If you're wondering at home, how is that possible, where you can only have 4 pulls on the field, 4 long pulls on the field at a time. So if you look down on the defensive end, there's only 1 guy down there that has a long stick. 2 other guys have a short stick, which maybe is another reason they're running that 2 shorty low zone. They don't have to deal with switches up the field.
Definitely. Excited to see Valesa. So far, he's been extremely fast, and he wins it to himself almost instantly so far in all 3 possessions so far. Let's see if he does it again here.
And he does. Valesa is someone with 27 points on the year. He was dubbed the most dangerous weapon in the league by Coach Law for the Wildcats there. I would look for him to push the issue a little bit more in transition.
Definitely.
With Chico triple pulling, that means there's 2 shorties down low on your attackman, so you could get them the ball quickly. Those shorties probably haven't practiced much fast break defense, as there's a shot backed up by Coker. Ball will go to the Wildcats. I think if Valese pushes, draws that pull, or make those shorties play a 4-on-3 break.
Right.
Showing off his wheels is number 14, Zach Williamson. Good handle there to keep possession. That's 32, Jordan Harris, working against Ellison Wong for the Slugs. They're going to try the right side now.
Great
Pettis
defense
gets
there.
de-twigged there. Coming down the field, that's Thayer. Thayer showing why he's an honorable mention winner for D-Mid. Yeah, maybe showing why he's an honorable mention for D-Mid. As he tries to do a little too much in transition. That's a loose ball hold going against Santa Cruz. It's going to be Chico ball. Oh, unable to wrangle the ground ball. That's effort right there. Ellison Wong works it across. Big shot and a save from Coker, denying Duro again. Got to take care of the ball here on the clear if you're Chico. Looking over at these benches here, not as many bodies for these teams that we've seen in the first 2 games here at Los Gatos. I think that's maybe playing into the pace of game that we're seeing.
Definitely.
Chico especially very content to play a slow game of lacrosse. That's going to limit Santa Cruz's advantage at the face-off dot. And I think that it seems like they have 2 guys in Flores and Correa that can really, possess the ball, take a couple checks, maybe arguably sometimes doing a little too much trying to go through guys, but they're comfortable with those guys with the ball in their stick. They can get it to them. Their middies seem to be a little more shifty, like to initiate. But that slow brand, that's playing in Chico's favor right now, which is interesting because Santa Cruz, then you would think they want to push. They don't want to play into that agenda. They maybe want to play into their advantages. So Santa Cruz, I would say, if I'm Coach Matern there, then I'm saying, hey, we gotta push the rock. We do have a slight advantage with numbers. We have a big advantage with faceoffs. Let's go ahead and try and use that by getting the ball to our end and going a little bit faster.
Yeah, no, definitely, Chris. I think you hit the nail on the head. Both of these teams are trying to play sort of different brands of lacrosse here. I would say so far Chico's, in a way, had their way in controlling the pace of this game. They've slowed things down with that zone defense. And then on offense, they definitely take their time. They got a couple guys who are more possession players rather than speed players. And so they've, I feel like, really dictated this. The up and down opportunities that Santa Cruz has gotten, it seems to be they bring it up and then they get into their settled offense and then sort of fall into the slog of the Chico zone. So we'll see if they do make that adjustment and try and push the pace a little bit more.
Right out of the timeout, looks like we've got that cherry picking defense. We got to come up with a better name for it, baby.
Yeah.
Apologies. That midi was high because Chico is on offense, Josh. So Chico will attack Santa Cruz here with the ball, looking to maybe take a 1-goal lead in this tight WCLL matchup. That's Correa with it. Unable to get a clean pass off. Does get it over to Flores. Flores going to dodge up the right hash. Strong move. Pass floats through the defense. Shot on cage there by Jordan Harris. Connects. And Chico State takes a 2-1 advantage. We'll give the assist there to Flores as he was pushing up the hash. That pass just barely made it through. We'll say he meant to make it a bounce pass. It was definitely meant to be a bounce shot there by Harris, finding the back of the net to take a 1-goal lead.
Long range shot there. Wildcats were able to skip it all the way through the defense. Ended up working out for them. We'll see if Santa Cruz makes any adjustments defensively here. It seems like Flores is their main guy, and he's causing some problems. See if the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs can adjust to some of that we're seeing.
Valesi again just winning cleanly and easily to himself. Chico dropping into the zone, giving up a step-down shot. No checks on him there. Shot by Zach Doss. Pushing up the right hash is the Slugs number 20, Jason Wong.
Duro with a good rip there.
Duro's feeling himself a little bit. He's he's got that shot. Clearly he can score. He's got 19 goals on the season to go along with 7 assists. So if he's someone, if you're in this zone, you really got to know where he's at. Because how do you break a zone? Well, it's outside shooting, and it seems like Duro loves his shot. Save there from Coker. That'll reset the shot clock. Santa Cruz able to keep possession. Another big step down, that time from Zach Doss. Saved yet again by Larkin Coker. More struggles in the clearing game for the Wildcats. If you're Chico, you got to understand, hey, Coker's seeing the ball pretty well right now. We need to focus on the clears. And another body save there by Coker. Brings the total up to 9 already.
He is having a game so far, Chris.
Here comes Duro. Gets top side. Shot was never got through. It was blocked by a defender. Chico ball. Looking to clear into the stick of Arndt. Arndt with the nice handle there.
He basically caught his stick after he got knocked out of his hand. That was
inside.
nifty.
Oh, great check there by number 12, Ethan Buchanan, for the Slugs, saving a goal. And Buchanan comes up with the GV as well. Just a great play. That's hustle, getting into the defensive end, taking away a doorstep opportunity for the Wildcats. And we are back on offense for Santa Cruz. Up top. Santa Cruz now not wanting to give up the quick transition, electing to play 5-on-5. So they say, we see your interesting strategy and we raise you one. Ball working around. That's a shot from Turin. I'm going to mess that one up. Shekhzada, saved by Coker. I believe he got a piece of that one, yeah?
Yep.
Thayer with the ball. Thayer's shot saved again. Will reset the shot clock.
This whole cat and mouse game with this like pulling this defensive midi out of the defense is fascinating to me.
Yeah, I mean, 5-on-5 hypothetically favors the offense, and a nice check there. Was that Arndt again? Arndt's having himself a nice little quarter here.
He is.
Dislodging the ball. Santa Cruz had, they swarmed that ground ball pretty nicely. They were able to come up with it. Ball's tough, and Arndt picks it up. He's got transition. Pushes forward. That's Williamson. 4-on-3 break, about as clean as it gets. To Correa, over to Flores. Oh, unable to get it the first time. Got a shot off the second time off the crossbar. Ball is still loose here. Still loose with the one-handed GB attempt. If you are a youth player at home, that's why you don't pick up ground balls with one hand. Rewards the ball back to the Wildcats.
Coach Materna is probably ripping his hair out right now, seeing that one-handed GB attempt. You go from potentially having transition going the Slugs' way to now having to settle back in on defense.
This Williamson recognizing situation, settling down. That's probably Coach Law telling them, "Hey, we had a good transition look. Let's not stay chaotic. Let's work our offense." Williamson, nice dodge, roll inside, finds one more, connects with Jaden Miller. Chico up 3-1 in the second quarter, about halfway through the second quarter of this WCLL Division II semifinal. That's Williamson's second assist on the day. Gets his defender to turn his hips one way, breaks it back the other. Great job following the slide from Miller, and there's just no two slide on the inside. Fantastic cut, great finish. Chico again, very happy with the way things are going. Last time these two teams met, they lost 18-8. Quite a different story. 1.5 quarters into this one.
Maybe it's too early to put up the upset alert, but upset watch for sure. It's very interesting so far how this game has played out.
Yeah, and if Santa Cruz is gonna keep settling for shots like Wong just took there against a hot goalie, you gotta work harder than that.
Yeah. Coker is seeing the ball all the way right now.
I mean, oftentimes double-digit saves is a good total for a game, and Coker's up to 11 on the day. We haven't even played 2 whole quarters. Valese and Arndt, I like that matchup. Here goes Wong. Tries to skip through, ball gets knocked down. Great play from Chico. Arndt trying to disrupt things. A big hit there for number 33 in white. I don't have a 33, but unfortunately I think it caught the Banana Slug player a little bit off guard, holding his helmet as coaches and trainers run onto the field to check in. Taking the hit there was 17, Oliver Wheelis. Frankly, it's a clean hit right in the chest there, but oftentimes when we got a ground ball like that and your head is down, you're not really ready for that big hit that comes at you.
Hope that Wheelis is okay here.
Yeah, and the way his teammates and coach kind of just turned around like that makes me think it's wind knocked out. They don't seem too concerned. And we'll give him a second to catch his breath. He's going to walk off on his own power here. Good job, Oliver. Take your time, young man. The ball will remain with Santa Cruz. coming in on the left side here in the stick of Jason Wong. Field is set and we're ready to play as this game resumes with the Slugs down 3-1. Duro, we know he likes his shot. Running around the zone, found an opening, puts it past Coker. That's a great shot and a great location from Duro. If you're Chico there, you got to slide up there. That's why you're in the zone. You're passing.
Been waiting for Duro to get involved in the goal column here. It's a great shot. Chico sort of just lets him.
Yeah, Santa Cruz kind of they sent that adjacent cut through, almost a shallow cut. He didn't really set a pick or anything, but just that action across maybe held that top corner defender. But, you know, if you're Chico, you got to understand, hey, 33, Duro, he likes his shot. He's probably going to shoot. As he's sweeping, got to make sure we got a stick on him. We were talking about that earlier, right?
Absolutely, especially in his zone, right? Just because you want to potentially force outside shots in his zone doesn't mean you want to give up free step-down shots anytime. And so definitely having some type of pressure on the ball a little bit, if you're Chico, definitely go a long way, especially with the way Coker's playing so far. Any type of slight disruption, you know he'll be able to gobble up the shot.
Thayer inside to Duro. It's the outside of the net. Probing the zone. That was an opportunity right there. Good recovery from Arndt. Wong tries to feed it inside. Ball still loose. Great lift check there from Doss. We've got a loose ball push against Chico. It's going to go back to the Banana Slugs. Wong passes it to his teammate there who was not looking for it. Luckily able to retain possession is Zach Doss. Up to Thayer. Thayer to Duro. Mishandled but picked up there by Wong. Duro with it in the top corner. Great check, dislodges the ball. Duran with the check. Santa Cruz. Good individual effort there was Valese. Unfortunately, ball gets dislodged, but we got a loose ball push, so it's going to stay with Santa Cruz. This is a very long possession for the Slugs. Getting some fresh legs on UC Santa Cruz. Still probing this zone. Right onto the field is number 9. That's Tyrion Sheikhzada. Valesi with it. Draws 2, pokes inside. Good look right there for Wong. Ball restarts. Good possession here from Santa Cruz, yeah?
Definitely. Longest one of the day so far by a long shot. Coker backs that one up.
That's a good heads-up play from Coker right there. Getting possession when his team desperately needed it.
One of the hardest parts of playing defense for a long time is the clear afterwards. Let's see if Chico's able to bring this ball up into their offensive end.
We've got a flag down. Lots of laundry on the field here. It's going to be against the Wildcats. Santa Cruz pushing transition. Good collapse there from Williamson. Zach Doss with the ball, showing signs of maybe feeling that hit a little bit. Sheikhzada works it up to Thayer. Thayer unmarked at 14. He's going to take a run, roll back to his left. Good double from the Wildcats. Shakesada with it. To Thayer. Thayer to the middle. Tries to feed inside, just bounced off the stick of his teammate Doss. It's a good look on a free possession as the officials are going to assess the penalty here. We'll get a replay of what happened. It's going to be an unnecessary roughness penalty against the Wildcats. Number 33, who I don't have on my roster. Apologies. Santa Cruz, first opportunity to go man up here, though. They've ran a lot of man up offense to this point. 6-on-5 with that cherry pick midi. So officially a man up set. Let's see what kind of looks they can generate. That first shot just didn't get through the defense. That one did. Oh, but just bounced over the cage was Doss. Good feed inside from Thayer. Pushing up GLE. Oh, sick finish right there. Duro dropped the ball for a second. Maybe it was on purpose. Then able to finish backhand with his inside hand. That ties this game up at 3 apiece.
On purpose, unintentional, doesn't matter. Duro there with a very, very crafty finish.
I think that just starts with his intensity, right? He's come screaming off the end line.
Absolutely.
Very different approach to the offense that we've seen thus far in this game.
Yeah. Takes that one. That shovel shot ended up in the top right-hand corner. That was great placement off of the backhand shot there.
Alessi again, easily to himself. Josh, you take many face-offs?
I don't. Unless it's against guys like this where don't really have much chance anyways and they want to put someone up there. So
yeah, I'm seeing, so Arndt is taking them and he's preventing the fast break forward. But, you know, as a pole, you can kind of stick your stick in there a little bit in his triangle and try and make it a little bit dirtier.
Yeah.
Shot right there from Doss, eaten up by Coker. His 12th save of the day. Kind of went stick side stick right there. Would love to see change of plane, going offside body. We do have transition for the Wildcats. Got a lot of coaches in the bleachers here today. Wildcats calling a timeout with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in this second semifinal of the day. 3-3 ball game here. Anyone's ball game, put it another way. And I think it was 1-1 after the first quarter. It's obviously 3-3 now, so it's 2-2 in this quarter. Things are heating up a little bit as the game progresses. We're finding our feet. Coach Law sees this as an opportunity to get one back. I think, we've been looking this way. Chico's been playing a ton of defense this quarter. So I love that timeout call by Coach. Let's regroup. Let's get a plan. We got 56 seconds left in the shot clock here. Not that we need to eat the whole thing, but you can. You can if you want to really, if your goal is to negate the face-off there, you can work for that. Maybe you get a reset and then shot clock is irrelevant. What do you think here, Josh? What are we going to see?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be one of those grinded out possessions again. That seems to be the way Chico likes to operate on offense. Flores is definitely going to have the ball, and I would expect him to probably be quarterbacking this one. Whether he ends up being able to feed it one of his teammates or find a good look for himself, I think that's probably who the offense is going to run through. I know defensively here for Coach Matern, trying to figure out a way to negate Flores, and Flores seems very comfortable. He's got sort of that box lacrosse style, sort of like holding the ball, working his way in, sort of backing guys down. Maybe you could send a double team a little earlier and just force the ball out of his stick. I think that they'd potentially be more comfortable with a guy that's not number 8 handling it here. So
yeah, that's a great way to put it, that box style player. Exactly. I think both of them, Flores and Correa, very, very one-hand dominant in this game, which is a trait of box players. Not all box players, but you see that comfort with the ball in their stick.
definitely.
Little 3-3 set here. Inverting that shorty behind is Jordan Harris. Harris going all the way around. Almost pulled trigger on that shot there. Pettis with the ball. Again, clearly they're trying to attack our short stick matchups. That's 2 dodges against 2 shorties. Pettis draws the slide. Oh, sick pickoff right there. We've got clean transition. That's a break. Julian Chop, your guy, gets turned back, finds his open teammate. They can still push. They've got numbers. Oh, unable to connect inside, and now we got transition back this way in the stick of Zach Williamson. 4-on-3 with the trailer coming. Oh, good skip inside. Just couldn't handle it. Was Correa. Ball goes out of bounds. Awarded to the Slugs. We've got 21 seconds left in the game. That was some fun action right there. There's the speed we've been looking for. Ball popped off. Aren't with it. Low time. Chico's got to go if they want it. That's Miller getting to the middle of the field. Nice lift check from Chop. Ball is up. Found it. Oh, found the back of the net. Enrique Correa at the buzzer gives Chico a 1-goal advantage heading into halftime. Wow. Amazing heads-up play there. The first shot didn't go from Miller. Correa finds it, corrals it, puts it right in the back of the net on the unsuspecting Liam Morrison for the Slugs.
Correa, right spot, right time there. Gets a little gift given to him, and he knows what to do with it. He knows where to put it. That's great.
Talk about momentum right there. That's how you shift it. You're taking a 1-goal lead into halftime in a game where you're the 4 seed, they're the 1 seed. They're frustrated, I would assume. Chico is thrilled, I would assume. And frankly, I'm pumped. We got a game on our hands. We got another 30 minutes of playoff action here coming up after halftime, which is about 10 minutes away. We'll catch up with you guys then. You see our Twitter handles on your screen right now. If you want to give us a shout, let us know how we're doing. We'll give you a shout. See you after halftime. I'm Chris Nespor. That's Josh Chen.
– 12 yards away.
Rule of thumb is if he's in... Welcome back to some Saturday afternoon WCLL action. I'm Chris Nespor, partnered here by Josh Chen, and we have an awesome matchup right now between the Wildcats of Chico State and the Banana Slugs of UC Santa Cruz. It is a 4-3 ball game. After last time these two teams met, it was 18-8. So Santa Cruz, a much different offensive output here, and Chico very, very happy with the way things are going. One thing that may impact Santa Cruz's offense is the fact that their sophomore attackman, Ian Kunkel, out of San Mateo, is not playing today. He is not with the team, and they're operating, without him. They've got a different guy playing down low, and so maybe that's playing a piece in some of the inability to connect on offense.
Definitely. It's always hard when you're coming into a playoff game and you have to sort of re-gel your team, redo your chemistry, especially when it's a all WCLL second team attackman that you're missing. It's definitely some production that the Banana Slugs, I think, definitely would love to have had today.
Yep, but you know who they're not missing is Jordan Valesi. He's 100% face-off on the day, continuing that trend as we open the second half of action. 30 minutes here to decide who is going to take on the Gales of St. Mary's in tomorrow's WCLL Division II final, played at noon back here at Los Gatos High School. A great knockdown there from the Wildcats, 33. Again, don't have that one. If you know who it is, tweet at us. Ball with the Wildcats for a second, knocked out of bounds, going to go back to the Slugs. Valesi going to pick it up.
I think Correa there probably wants to do a little bit more to maybe V-cut away from his defender and get open. Whenever you're long pole carrying over and you sort of get wedged in that alley, it can be sort of difficult to get the ball to an attackman if they're not actively cutting for you. So,
here's the Slugs operating from behind in the stick of Jason Wong right now up to Duro. And Duro, we've seen already. Duro wants to take over. Surprised he didn't shoot that one. Back to Wong. Duro with it again, probing this zone. Good skip through. Finds an opening, and putting it home is Zach Doss. That's the way you want to start the second half if you are the Banana Slugs. Zach Doss with a goal to go along with his assist, and Duro with the assist.
That was a great play there by Duro, finding Doss. I think exactly the start that you want coming out of the half if you're the Banana Slugs.
Yeah, and Duro understanding, hey, I'm drawing a lot of attention. Let me push this through the entire defense. You're in a zone and you're still able to find that skip. Chico, let's go sticks up in the lane. Maybe prevent that, but a great find by Christian Duro, the senior out of Mill Valley.
Valesi wins his 10th faceoff right there, and that's contributing to his video game-like numbers.
4-4 ball game. 2 quarters to go to decide the spot in tomorrow's WCLL Division II championship. They're going to run similar look over here, this right side of the field. They really like it. Doss collects the ball, back to Duro. Valesi with it. One more down, inside. Good collapse on the ball there. That was Wong, Ellison Wong, unable to get it thanks to the defense by the Wildcats. I think that was Jackson Schrader getting the check on the ball. Chico coming down, one more over, open, big save right there. That's Morrison getting on the save board. I have that as my first save for Morrison, and couldn't come at a better time. That was one of the first times Chico's connected on multiple passes on the break. Got a look right in front of the cage, and Morrison stepped up.
It's great momentum stopper right there by Morrison. Stepping into that one, preventing it from going through. Gets the ball back to the offense here. Gives him another opportunity. Duro with it already in a dangerous spot there.
Wong pushing up. Tried to sneak one to that far corner. Nearly found it. Coker was going low. Wong went high. Just missed cage. Backed up by the Slugs. Ryan Thayer bringing the ball in from the sideline. Duro from behind. Skip through again. Much more cohesiveness right now for Santa Cruz. Different from what we saw in the first half.
Definitely.
Again, playing 5-on-5 is favoring the offense. Big swim right there. Nice trail check and recovery there from DeBose. Pushes up to Williamson. We got a 5-on-4 break. Williamson pumps the brakes. Slows down to get a possession for Chico. Great swim move down on that end, but a really impressive recovery check from sophomore Tyler DeBose. Williamson running through X. A little bit of a shorty invert with an umbrella set. Williamson feeds inside, finds him. Finishing is number 2, Jaden Miller. That's his second goal on the day. Williamson's third assist. And just a really nice mirror action on the crease.
It's a great play and a great find right there. Williamson sort of lulls the defense to sleep and then gets him really concerned as he beats his man.
Another chance right there where we're talking about leading your guy, passing him open.
Absolutely.
Right? I don't think Miller necessarily was physically open, but Williamson able to pass to space. Miller gets his stick there and finishing low.
Beautiful pass, beautiful finish.
Another face-off win, but hey, that one was the dirtiest one I've seen. It was not as clean for Valesi. Aren't able to get a bit of a stick on there. Chico, again, with a 1-goal lead.
For those of you keeping track at home, Valesi has now won more face-offs in this game than he has lost all year. His 11th win today compared to his 10 losses all year. Again, video game-like numbers.
10 losses to go with 128 wins.
Yeah.
So Valesi's been doing this all season long. No one able to counter 18 in blue.
I got to figure out what he's doing.
Look inside, looking for their own crease finish. Unable to connect. Williamson with the ground ball. Williamson really having himself a day here. Chico State 2 middies ahead of the break. Good job, good effort. That ball was tipped. As Correa gives chase, coming out with it is Julian Chop. Nice clearing pass here. Seeing a much cleaner transition game 5 minutes into the second half than we saw earlier. Pass down, pick down, some standard action. Duro drawing a lot of attention. You see 2 poles focusing on him until he gets rid of that ball. Rightfully so.
Chico back in this 5-on-D and 1 sort of cherry picker defense.
Yeah. I think that's the right way to play it if you're Santa Cruz. Is we'll play 5-on-5. We're fine with that. We're getting good looks. From X is Jason Wong. Wong, good take right there as the zone defense. He caught the zone kind of in that in-between, right? That's where you can attack is those gaps. If you picture a grid out there on the field, the quadrant, go where in between the 2 guys as Coker makes his first save of the second half. 13 total. Had a turnover in the clear here, just as we were talking about how clean it had been. Chico gives it back to the Slugs. Duro. Big overhand. I like that shot right there. He's changing his release point. Last one, he kind of had a sidearm low release. This time he goes true overhand. Got to keep the goalie guessing.
Duro does seem like the main outside shooting threat here for the Slugs. I haven't seen anyone with the velocity that he has on this Santa Cruz team so far.
Yeah, Doss up to the task, though. He took an outside rip of his own there. Good stick arrival, disrupts the shot. Stepping into shooting space is 22. That's Ryan Thayer for the Slugs, unassisted. Getting on the scoreboard again, attacking the weak spot in the zone. You see, well, we'll see on the replay here. We got a low defender as the pull, the top corner, and they kind of look at each other for a split second. They're unsure who's going. That feels like a pass there, but he's not there because of the action from Duro that cut inside. In 29 in white there, that's Duran. You know, just gotta keep top side.
Yeah, definitely. At some point, you have to engage a little bit. You can't just let the guy walk in and take his time and then rip a shot like that from so close to the net and maybe only 7-8 yards away there. So
tie game. Tie game
back
again
to tied.
here. Largest lead of the day for either team has been 1 goal. Nice stick in the passing lane for Kyle Arndt. He's going to try and clear it, roll back. Uh-oh. Transition opportunity for the Slugs. Oh, had one open. Good stick check for the Wildcats. You know, they were out of position. Luckily, we're able to get a check on the ball was Jackson Schrader.
Yeah, Doss is going to want to have that one back. It was right there. He had a guy wide open and just got it checked out of his stick at the last second.
Santa Cruz, a little bit of a match feet ride. Coker coming up the field. Finds an opening. Connects. Good job by Jack McAvoy. McAvoy chasing. Chop coming up with it. Chop pushing transition.
Chop has got some speed here.
Yeah, nice save from Coker there. You know, low angle shot in transition. I thought Chico did a really good job sprinting back. You saw their midfielders were winning the race. There was not a numbers advantage despite the effort from Chop. Coker coming up again with a big save. Flores going to work, backing down his defender. That's Ethan Buchanan for the Slugs.
Risky play there by number 13, Wong, for the Slugs, sort of come in and double teaming straight to Flores' face.
Yeah, if you're going to double team, you want to do it to his back, right?
Exactly.
If he's watching you come, then he can pass right behind you. Good pass inside, finish for Flores. Chico, 1 goal game again.
Oh, Chico State Wildcats, number 8.
Assist, I believe, came from Harris. Let's see here on the replay. Nope. Who else? Williamson, 4th assist on the day. This guy's the dime man out here today.
Yeah. Dishing him out. Williamson dodging with his head up, getting topside. Getting topside is always a problem for the defense, and then sliding across, all the angles are different, and in this case, Flores ends up being the guy who's open, catches it, finishes.
Valesi again. Rinse and repeat. Chico will drop into their zone. Azine marking up the ball in the top corner. Haven't said his name much today, which is generally a good thing for a defender. It means you're doing your job, denying opportunities. Azine picking it up. Good pass off. Through the defense. We got a break opportunity here for Arndt. Oh, unable to pick up the ground ball clean. Gets a stick check on him. Ball is still up. Fumbling around with it. Santa Cruz comes out. That's Duro. Shuts it down. Secures possession. Duro coming in. Head of steam. Throws it back out to Valesi. Thayer down to Duro. Shot blocked by Gilchrist. He's going to feel that bruise. Ball still loose. Chico doing a good job getting the ball on the ground, but they just are unable to come up with it cleanly. Officials timeout here. Looks like the shot clock got reset, but the ball did not make it to the goalie. We'll see what time they choose to put on. They're giving the ball to Chico. I did not have an eye on the shot clock. Maybe it was low enough that they deemed it was going to be is expired. We see 41 seconds on this one. This shot clock you see is not the official shot clock. It's close. Williamson bringing it into the offensive end. Williamson marked by Nicholas Tetradis. I think it's a smart decision to put a pull on Williamson. He's having his way with 4 dimes on the day already. Let's see if he can get a goal to go with it. Nope, how about another assist? Oh, backhand attempt there for Miller. Again, feed from Williamson inside, and a really nice handle by Miller. Almost put that on cage. Flores, hard dodge, dislodged. Picked up by the Slugs. Running in transition is Thayer. Sliding upfield is Chico. Thayer doesn't see it, wants to do it all himself. Timeout called. Santa Cruz. Bit of a missed opportunity for the Slugs there. Thayer just got to go one forward. Likely we're talking about a goal right now instead of a timeout, but a smart timeout call for Santa Cruz. Regroup, 1-goal game. Let's even this thing up. Let's continue battling like we have all day.
Absolutely, Chris. Yeah, I totally agree. He did have his attackman in that lower corner, Doss. Doss's defenseman slid right up to him. Thayer saw that he could have made that pass, and Doss would have been either wide open or he could have moved it one more for an easy finish. Retaining possession is the second best thing you can do here if you don't score, and so I'm sure that Coach Matern is going to talk over with this team and get the right guys out there to hopefully get another good look on offense here.
Yeah, Coach Matern, again, second year as a head coach, and already has one Coach of the Year under his belt. So good leadership for the Slugs. We see the Chico State huddle there, making sure they're buttoned up as well. They've thrown a couple wrinkles out. Let's see what they come with out of this timeout. Just a little stat check here. Coker, 14 saves for the Wildcats. On the Santa Cruz side, you got Duro, has 2 goals, 1 assist. Doss has 1 goal, 1 assist. Wheelis has a goal, and Thayer has a goal. I have not seen, or we have at least not said, Wheelis' name since the stoppage earlier in the game. 17 in blue. I don't see him necessarily over on the sideline. We'll keep you updated. He could be there with his helmet off under the tent. That does look like 17. So Wheelis maybe out for the day after that hit. The rest of the Slugs looking to pick up the slack. A good tip again from Arndt. He's got a very active stick at the top of this zone.
Yeah, the GB leader here for these Wildcats. You can see why. He puts a lot of them on the ground and is able to get a lot of them back up.
Good pass off, probing pass inside, gets through to Wong. Wong working a Zine. Ball up top. Duro with it. Dodging hard, low in the shot clock, approximately 10 seconds. Another pass deflected by Arndt. Picked up and then immediately dislodged. That will reset it. So unconventional shot clock reset gives the Slugs a fresh 80. Duro, time room saved by Coker. Puts him at 15 for the day. Big time clear coming up for the Wildcats. Oh, nice, nifty ground ball right there from Correa. As the ball was over the midline, he was able to reach his stick and grab it and rake it back to himself.
Reminds me almost of dodgeball. It's like the ball is slowly rolling over to the other side, and you just reach over and just grab it.
Flores through everyone. Somehow gets the pass through to Miller. Miller tracks down the ground ball. Very aggressive are the Slugs. Let's see if they can push the backside. Williamson rolls to his left, gets a shot off. Blocked by a defender, so no reset. That's Flores with it. Williamson gonna operate against his shorty matchup. This has been money for the Cats. Williamson turns the corner, feed across. Oh, shot just whipped out there from Pettis. Another great find from Williamson.
Just like you're saying, Chris, I feel like every time Williamson touches the ball, all of a sudden there's someone streaking open somewhere, and he always seems to find them. See if he can do it again.
Up the right hash. Skip pass, bounce shot, that'll go. 32, Jordan Harris, second goal of the day to go with the 5th assist for Williamson.
Really impressed with Williamson's poise right here. You see, he gets the ball, he dodges. He's got a couple cutters coming towards him. No one's open. Looks up top, finds Harris, and Harris puts it in.
Yeah, just a great job of floating to space. We got an interesting change here with Santa Cruz putting out a different face-off guy. Despite the dominance from Valesi, doesn't matter. He's going to win it anyway. That's Andrew Moon. Ball down to Duro. Sheikzada with it. Pass deflected. That should be a push. That's a loose ball push in the back against UC Santa Cruz. Chico is looking to clear. This is a big-time clear if they can get it. They've been struggling with it today. Safely across the midline. Doesn't mean it's over as he's got some pressure on him. Finds the comfortable stick of Flores. Chico up 2 with 30 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Flores backs his defender down, takes a big shot over the top, and the ball is awarded to the Slugs on the backup. If you're watching from home, you maybe thought that was Chico. It's when the ball goes out, which is often before attackmen react to get the backup.
Heads up.
Great effort from the Wildcats. We're low time. Let's see if they could get another buzzer beater. Not this way. There's still 10, 15 seconds left. 11. Ellison Wong with it. Just take care of it. Don't give up another buzzer beater if you're the Slugs. Oh, great check there from Correa. Got the ball on the ground, but I don't think there's going to be enough time as quarter expires. Chico State building on their 1-goal lead at halftime. And now a 2-goal advantage for the Wildcats.
Upset watch is officially active. The Wildcats up 2. I don't know how many people had Chico State up 2 going into the fourth quarter against this 1 seed, this UC Santa Cruz 1-seeded team. But yeah, they've earned it so far today, Chris.
Yeah, we shouted out some of the top stat getters for the Slugs. Let's talk about Chico. So to go, Coker with the 15 saves, I think that's a story of the game. The next story of the game is this man, Zach Williamson. That's one of his 5 dishes on the day. Flores has 2 goals, 1 assist, and both Harris and Miller have 2 goals apiece.
Yeah,
so very balanced scoring, really from both teams. With the only one really stuffing the stat sheet is Williamson with his 5 assists.
Definitely. I give a lot of credit to Coach Law here. He and his team and the schemes that they've put in have been able to overcome a 14-0 face-off deficit. And it's 14 extra possessions that UC Santa Cruz has had over Chico, and to be able to overcome that and to not only have the game be close, they're actually ahead by 2 goals. They've done a great job so far confusing Santa Cruz and sort of taking them out of their game, putting them out of sorts in a way.
Yeah, curious to see Santa Cruz, who they send out for this first face-off of the fourth quarter. We saw last time it was Moon taking the draw instead of Valesi. Moon still able to win it. Curious if Valesi is feeling a little tired, or if that's a change that they're trying to make. Valesi, of course, also the top point scorer for this Santa Cruz team. Will be interesting to see how this is played moving forward. It looks like he's coming out to take the draw.
Yeah. Chico's done a really good job of neutralizing him. I don't actually have him for any points so far this game, which is a big change. He's obviously had a big impact at the face-off X, but has yet to score, has yet to really be involved in much of the assist game so far.
Yeah, I think that they're obviously preventing the fast break with the 3 pulls out on the face-off. That maybe has been a way that he has gotten points thus far this year, is by pinching, popping forward. But so far through 3 quarters, no points recorded, goals or assists. Duro showing a little burst, finds Valesi in the middle, marked by Azine. Good pick. Valesi trying to go through the whole Chico State defense, dishes it outside. Shot, goal for the Slugs. Number 9, Turin Sheikhzada. His first of the day, after Valesi somehow made it out of there with the ball. We were just talking he had no points. Well, we'll take the first one. It's going to be an assist after Valesi. Really, really good composure with the whole defense crashing down on him to bump the ball out to his teammate.
Reverse commentator jinx works there. Valesi with his first assist of the day. Sheikhzada with a nice finish there.
Yeah, I think Coker maybe caught a little off guard with the shot. He was focused on the attention in front of the crease, had to reset himself and find the ball up high. Sheikhzada with a smart bounce right there. Bouncer's hard to locate, especially with so many bodies in front. As Duro, again, similar looking action right there. There you go, Valesi has a goal right after his assist. Now 2 points on the day. As you said, Josh, reverse commentator jinx in effect. That offense is different from what we've seen. Duro operating from behind, drawing the slide, dumping up high. We've seen Duro come from up top, looking for his step down, now coming from behind, drawing all that attention, dishing to his teammates.
Absolutely. About 56 seconds ago, I said that Valesi had no points and he also wasn't in on the assist game. That is now a completely incorrect statement. With his 1 goal and his 1 assist, he's definitely back involved in the game, and all of a sudden, we're all back tied.
And we see the first face-off 1 forward to see if they could do anything in the fast break game, and they do. Tic-tac-toe. Sheikhzada assisting Duro. Santa Cruz taking the lead in this game.
I believe this is their first lead of the game, and
I was going to say,
that is a huge change in momentum. There's 3 quick unanswered goals just to start this quarter.
I'm scratching my head as to why Chico switched up their face-off approach, instead electing to have Jaden Miller take the draw instead of Kyle Arndt, who'd been doing a good job of forcing Valesi to go backwards. Valesi goes forwards on the shorty, pushes the break. 2 passes later, we're talking about now Santa Cruz with a 1-goal advantage.
Just slightly over a minute into this quarter, and the complexion of this game has totally changed. It went from UC Santa Cruz trying to figure out the answers, being down a couple goals. I put on the upset watch. Now that, after hearing that, I guess the Santa Cruz Slugs, they really figured things out and put in 3 quick ones. Now they're taking the lead.
Yeah, it's been a great game throughout, and it is really, really turning into a classic matchup between Chico and Santa Cruz. Low scoring for sure, but that is not a bad thing, as these 2 teams looking to battle for a spot in the Division II championship tomorrow. All right, Chico back to their 3 pulls on the faceoffs. Again, a questionable decision on the last one. Coach Law, he'll be rethinking that one depending on the result of this game here, as that was a huge momentum swing for the Slugs. Duro with it behind. He's had a good production to this point, operating from X. Pushing up the right side. Finds his adjacent teammate, that's Thayer. Shakes Otto with it. Back to Thayer. Thayer's got time. Shot, goal! And they figured something out with Coker here as Thayer puts it home for his second of the day. Shakesada picks up another assist. 2-goal advantage for UC Santa Cruz late in this semifinal.
They're starting to figure out the zone defense, and I think Chico's starting to slide up field maybe a little bit too much. Maybe they're getting a little bit anxious there now that they don't have that lead to play behind. I think the other thing you notice here, Chris, is because of Valese and his dominance at the faceoff X, the Chico State Wildcats have yet to really touch the ball on offense this entire quarter. And it's just been Santa Cruz, goal. Valese wins the faceoff. Santa Cruz, goal. Valese wins the faceoff. And that just continues now.
Yep, make it, take it lacrosse is a dangerous thing. When you really need big stops, and Coker's been up to the task throughout this game. As of late, though, Santa Cruz getting the better of him. Needs a stop right now. Yeah. A save will go a long way for Coker's mentality and for Chico in this game. Pass inside, crashed on by the Wildcats. Big ground ball for Arndt. Got to clear it now. Getting pressure from behind. Arndt unable to get separation. Keeping it in his right hand there. That's where you probably want to switch left. A little bit of a desperation pass. Gets it up the field. Finds Flores. Flores did not go offsides. If you're a couch ref sitting at home, he had a midfielder back. Flores shoots. Just slipped out the top of his stick.
Big possession here for Chico. They finally have the ball this quarter for the first time after seeing Santa Cruz put up 4 unanswered. We'll see if they can come up with their own answer here.
Williamson's the guy to do it. Directing traffic. He's going to take his matchup. That's Thayer on Williamson. Going to invert to X. He has had massive success in this location. Switching hands, finding the backside. Cashing in is Jaden Miller. His hat trick is complete. And guess who on the assist? Zach Williamson.
This play that the Wildcats are running is working wildly well for them. Williamson takes the ball behind, and right when he finishes his dodge, you can see both the crease guys decide to cut. And they've been doing this for a little while now. That draws the defense down. In the case where the defense does not go with them, Jaden Miller has had quite a bit of success with this. They find their crease guy. Williamson has also had success when the defense does crash down and finding those shooters up top. And I think that's been a really, really good part of their offense so far today, Chris.
Yeah, and a really nice feed there. I mean, he's got 6 assists. Of course he can feed the ball. But going over the top of the cage in order to hit his teammate on the crease, that's a small window. And he made it look easy. It was Williamson. Face-off violation, gives the ball to the Slugs. Really doesn't matter, as it probably would have gone to the Slugs anyway. Duro drawing a ton of attention. Passes low. Ball should stay in bounds. Shakesada tracks it down.
Santa Cruz finds himself with the lead here. I don't know if they fully realize this, too. I'm still processing it personally. They've been sort of down for this entire game, trying to claw back in, and all of a sudden they have the lead here. Let's see if anything changes offensively, if they'll keep going back to what's working with Duro and Valese getting involved, too.
Great check right there. Ball on the ground. Santa Cruz maintains. That's Thayer. Thayer feet inside. Arndt again with a knockdown. Really like the way he keeps his stick in the passing lanes as Chico pushing transition. That was Duran with the good clearing pass. Oh, just not understanding there's a sub coming in was Flores. Chop with a turnover again. Not again, as well. Almost another one, too, but the ball sneaks past. Chop is going to go after this matchup. Kyle Johnson with the ball. 33 in white. We've got a name, Kyle Johnson. Drawing a double team is Flores. Someone's open. Chico was subbing, so gave a free double. Williamson with the shorty. Guess where he wants to go. Williamson from X. Back to his right hand. Skip through. Ooh. Flores unable to handle. Ball is kicked out of bounds by the Banana Slugs. It'll stay with Chico.
That was once again a good look by Williamson. I think if Flores is able to handle that one, I think we could be talking about a pretty dangerous situation for the Chico offense. So they're lucky to retain possession here.
A stoppage there by the officials. Flores with the ball back to Williamson. How does Williamson still have a shorty matchup? Gets to his left, takes a shot, misses wide.
Yeah, that's a great question, Chris. I think Coach Matern, surprised he hasn't put a poll on Williamson so far.
I think just making sure that the shot clock was accurate. They added 2 seconds to it. Flores looking to get inside, rolls back, feed in. Oh my goodness! Flores unable to connect on the pass from Correa. Low shot clock time explains that feed attempt to the middle. Shot clock will expire for a violation. Ball goes to Santa Cruz. Bit of a transition mishap as the Chico player found himself far out of bounds trying to chase it down. Unharmed as he recovers into his zone. Azine going to work against Salazar for the Slugs. Shikzada picks it up. Nice check there from Azine. Wong keeps it, finds Duro. Duro to the middle, goes high on Coker. Coker, big save right there, trying to get back on track. Chico really needing a clear right now. Trying to trust Jaden Miller to run through the entire defense. Ill-advised pass up the field. Initially picked up by Chop, checked out, touched by Flores, and Chop dislodges it out of bounds.
Chico State fans in the bleachers disagree with that call.
It was the right call.
It was the right call.
All right, Thayer to Valesi. Valesi's got one to Duro if he wants it. Skip through inside. Coker stuffs him.
Wow.
Big time save for Coker on the doorstep. That was Jason Wong. Jason Wong, good job finding space. Valesi found him. And Chico trying to do a little bit too much there early in the offensive set. Ball sneaks through, goes back to Santa Cruz. Good push right there from Correa. These Chico fans know everything. Calling for the out of bounds, but a heads up play there to fling it back inbounds. Goes back to the Slugs. Thayer up top. They are still with it, marked by Arndt. Chico passing off in that zone. Thayer sweeping across. Ball knocked down again by Arndt. Another ground ball. Unable to get out of there, though, was Kyle Arndt. Got a loose ball push. A little bit of extracurriculars there between Salazar and Johnson. Wong pushing behind, draws the adjacent slide. Shikzada, one more. Doss with it. Doss dropped it. Ball's still loose. Picked up by Chico. That's Schrader. Schrader has the break.
Chico can run here.
Pass up to Flores. Chop with a good job. Skip across. Correa goes low.
Wow.
Ties the game up for Chico. How did that pass get through? Flores to Correa for Correa's first goal on the day.
That was an incredible pass. Not entirely sure how that snuck through. But
We've got a big update here for you. A dead ball violation on the Slugs. They were disputing something about that play, so much so that the ref said, you know what, let's give the ball to White. And that takes away the advantage that Santa Cruz has at the faceoff. A big error for Santa Cruz.
Huge mental mistake there. Every possession counts, especially in a playoff game, and especially when the score is 9-9 in the fourth quarter. Every possession matters, and you can't have that if you're the Banana Slugs.
He's got a step behind. Good slide there from the Slugs. Into the teeth of the defense, dislodged. Ball is loose in the stick of Morrison. And Santa Cruz negates that advantage that Chico held for a brief second. Good clear there from Grant Lester. Jason Wong trying to feed inside. That ball's going to stay in. Well-timed sub from Salazar maintains possession for Santa Cruz. Stepping in was Thayer. Shikzada now with the ball. No one's picking him up yet. Down to Salazar. Shikzada thought about it. Wong with it low. Back up to Wong, no relation.
Chris, I think early in this game both of these teams were trying to figure each other out for a long time. Now we're in the stage of the game where they've seen and thrown some punches at each other. They know what the other team has to offer, and they know what's working and what's not for them.
Yeah, Duro again drawing slides there, finding his open teammate. That time rolling right into his slide. Ball bounced out, fortunately, to his teammate. Pass inside, picked off by Williamson. This kid is everywhere, and look at those wheels. Williamson passed through to the middle. Oh,
wow.
Nearly connecting on the backhand was Miller. That's the second time Miller has almost had the backhand goal.
Wow. What a turn there. Chico fans looking for a push of some kind.
We've got some signage blown out onto the field. It's the second time that one is blown off there. I think it's a little bit, that one's missing some of its weights. All right, Santa Cruz ball. Tie ball game, 3.5 minutes to go.
It's crunch time now.
Let Duro work from behind. That's where you're getting your best looks from.
Let's see if either of these teams tightens up here because of the pressure. You obviously want to win the game. You also don't want to lose the game. We'll see who wins out here.
Duro drawing two, getting a shot. Coker seeing it the entire way. 18 saves on the day. Oh, home run pass there on the clear. Means the ball is coming back down this way. Santa Cruz ball. Gillespie with it. Easily clears past the attack.
Every possession matters at this point in the game. Got to value the ball. Clearing it, possessing it, offense, defense.
Duro tried to feed inside. Ball is still down. Picked up by the Wildcats. Dylan Pettis. Big clear right here for the Wildcats. One to beat. Go ahead and run past him. Makes it in plenty of time. Oh, opening. Finishing. Jaden Miller, fourth goal on the day. Assist by Dylan Pettis gives the goal, a one-goal lead to the Wildcats with 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining.
Oh, wow. Coach Matern's going to be grinding his teeth there. His defenseman slid right up the middle of the field.
Yeah,
Jaden Williams wide open.
There's a lot of lack of effort on the transition there. You saw, Pettis, great job of pushing up the field. Santa Cruz content to just jog with him instead of get in and set up their defense. Creates that opportunity. And a really good job slipping to space by Jaden Miller.
His fourth goal of the day. You've got to give him credit.
Valesi wins again, continuing his dominance as there are 2 minutes left for Santa Cruz to attempt to tie this one up and or get 2 goals to go up. Chico will sit in this zone, but they can't get complacent. Need to make sure you're on shooters' hands. And who are your shooters? That's 33. He's going to try and get top side there. Great slide from the Wildcats. Number 12, Schrader, puts the ball on the ground. Duro tracks it down. Shakesada with it now up top. The shot clock reset there. Did Chico gain possession for a second? Valesi marked by Azine.
Chris, this has been a great game of runs so far. Santa Cruz went on that 4-goal run to go from down 7-5 to up 9-7.
Thayer taking a shot. Very ill-advised, very low-angle shot there. Shot clock is irrelevant, but you do have to clear the ball if you're the Wildcats. Biggest clear of the year here for Chico. In the stick of Kyle Arndt. Does it successfully. They've got it if they want it. Inside one more. I would call a timeout if I'm coach. Big hit. And they get the flag. That might seal this game for the Wildcats as they will be man up with 45 seconds remaining. That's going to be at least a minute penalty drawn by number 2, Jaden Miller. Looked like it's probably going to be a cross-check high. Number 12 for the Slugs, Ethan Buchanan. You can't blame him. He's selling out to stop the goal. We'll watch the replay here as Arndt's pushing transition. Good one more pass inside, unable to handle it there. But yeah, they're going to call that every single time. His head is down. That's a cross check. He's a defenseless player. And Chico, I'm not sure actually who called the timeout as a dead ball, so either team could. But we have a timeout with 48 seconds remaining and a 1-minute penalty. Chico State, man up to finish out this game.
Santa Cruz has made it really, really hard on themselves to get this tying goal back, and I just can't say enough about how Chico State has responded. Santa Cruz went on that 4-goal run to go up 9-7 after being down 7-5. And then Chico has responded with three straight goals, 3 unanswered goals to go back up 10-9, and are now in a position where they could hold the ball for the rest of the game here. They don't have to shoot. They can take the ball, bring it to a corner, and really milk this one out. I expect Santa Cruz to maybe try and pull the goalie out and try and force some pressure or something here.
Yeah, you said it best. Game of runs. This momentum has flipped back and forth all game. The start of the fourth quarter, we thought, oh man, Santa Cruz found something. Chico, as you said, responds, and this is a tough spot to be because you do want to double the ball, but you can't. You're man down. You're going to leave someone open. The ball does start in the back corner, so the goalie can come out, but you're still then 6-on-6. And so you're trusting Julian Chop is going to take the ball here, of all people to try and get a takeaway. He's the guy, first team all-league defender, going against Zach Williamson, my player of the game for the Wildcats.
Slugs sort of are asking Chop to play against two offensive players here, and they haven't pulled Morrison out. The ball's now above the cage, so...
Yep, Chico spreading them out, playing a very wide set. The goalie has not moved Morrison. If you need to get a turnover or a double team, he needs to come out of the cage, and you need to have a sense of urgency if you're the Slugs. You got 20 seconds. Correa with it up top, back to Harris. Aren't with it, playing a little offense. That's smart play right there. You want to keep a pull on just in case there's transition. And clearly we've seen, as he drops a pass, but clearly we've seen Arndt can handle. And Chico completes the upset over Santa Cruz in an absolute thriller, 10-9.
What a game, Chris. What a game. What a game of runs. Hats off to Chico State. They survived everything that Santa Cruz threw at them and came away victorious in this one.
Yeah, I can't say enough about this Chico State team. They're gritty. They fought through adversity. They didn't win a face-off, and they came out on top in this game. Chico State will advance to tomorrow's Division II final against St. Mary's at 12 o'clock noon back here at Los Gatos High School. And if I know anything, that game's going to be another grinder. Both those teams zone defenses. Both those teams strong goalies. We will see what happens tomorrow to determine the WCLL Division II champion. For now, I'm Chris Nespor signing off. That's Josh Chen. We got one more coming up at 4:30. Cal Poly against Cal to determine the second finalist for Division I.